Even when I was professional athlete, world champion, double gold world champion as a black belt, this and that, it's literally like you against you over here. I know a lot of people that they do jiu-jitsu, but they're not doing their best. So how can you battle that? This is the question. Guys, today I have a very interesting question here from, his name is Steve C, and he trains at Axis Otautahi. And he's a blue belt, 67 years old. And what he's saying here is like, Bernard, how do you train when you're not chasing belts, medals, or recognition anymore? And then he explained the situation. He loves jiu-jitsu, but he feels like he's still training, like I'm trying to outrun time, ego, and the ghosts that chase me. He feels very emotionally vulnerable when he's on borrow, on the mount, getting smashed. He's asking like, is it normal for old trauma to surface mid-row? And what do you think when it does? He said that he has even sat with therapy and talking about that because he feels so like so bad and so much shame and this and that. And he doesn't know if this is something that he buried years ago. I think this is a great point. And the first thing I'm gonna say here is like, you're 67 years old and you're still on the mat and training and doing your best. So first of all, I don't think there's any shame here. There's only reasons to be proud. Nowadays, my biggest goal in jiu-jitsu nowadays is longevity. It's not to win the tournaments, it's not to win every single row, it's just to do jiu-jitsu consistent for as long as I can. So I think like if you try to shift your mindset a little bit and understand that you're not on the mat to try to win every single row, and you are on the mat to win one more day, like just to kill one more lion, or like win one more day. If you're 67 years old and you have the opportunity to train jiu-jitsu one more day, it's a win. This day is a win. You know, like that's kind of like how I would be thinking if I was on your shoes. And I'm 38 years old. I was a professional athlete. If I go against a guy who is a totally professional athlete nowadays and he's winning as a black belt and that, he might get the mounts on me. And I'm not gonna feel ashamed about that. What I would try to be thinking, I think there's so much here for you to be grateful versus so much for you to complain, you know, like a little analogy that I love it. It's like a glass with half of the water, and then you can think that it's half good or half bad, you know, like, so I think this is something that if I was on your shoes, like, okay, maybe you're getting smashed by some people and you feel humiliated, you feel ashamed, you feel this, you feel that. But what about the good things? What about the fact that you're 67 years old and you can still go against these kids? You can still go against these guys. I don't think there's any reason here for you to feel ashamed. And I can share some experience here and tell you that even when I was professional athlete, world champion, double gold world champion as a black belt, this and that, I would still have my bad days, you know, like I would still have my days that someone would get the mounts on me and I would need to figure out how to escape, and I was desperate and I was feeling like, oh my God, what's going on here? And so I think this happens to everybody. And I think like you are making the rules so hard for yourself. So one thing that I love thinking about life in general is that life is a game, you know, like, so everybody's playing a game here. So why would you make the game so hard for yourself? Because it's literally like you against you over here. There's nobody telling that you should be ashamed. You know, like if you're sharing a story here saying that your instructor is getting mad at you because you were on the bar and that, I would tell you to leave that school. But it's you telling yourself. So how can you battle that? This is the question. How can you battle you telling yourself what you're telling? And again, this is a game and you make your own game. And why are you making the game so hard for yourself? Why you're not being proud of the game you're playing? You know, like you should be proud. You wrote here that you were clean for 33 years old, for 33 years. So I expect that at some point you had some addiction and now you're clean. Is it a reason to be proud? I would be very proud if I was on your shoes. Like, I don't know if this was alcohol or cigarette, but anyways, you should be very proud. So again, I think the bottom line here is like, instead of feeling like a loser, try to feel like a champion. 67 years old, on the mat, training, motivated, trying your best. And for example, these things that you mentioned here, that you're always trying to go hard and that, this means that you're doing your best. I know a lot of people that they do jiu-jitsu, but they're not doing their best. You know, like they're skipping the warm-up, they barely drill the techniques. When it's time to do sparring, they do 1 or 2 rows and then they leave. They found their own way to train jiu-jitsu and they do that as a hobby. They don't want to beat themselves up, and that's okay. But on your case, it does sound like you are doing your best. You're trying very hard. I think you should be proud of yourself, that you're trying very hard, that you're going very hard. But everybody who goes hard, everybody who tries hard, it happens that people will get the mount on you, people will tap you. It happened to me when I was winning every single tournament, world champions and that. Why it would not happen to you? You know, like, so that's, I think this is a good question here. And I can share all type of stories here. Like, I remember like when I was in Sao Paulo, I was black belt world champion. I rolled with a lower belt and he got me on a choke. I didn't tap and I went to sleep. And you know, like, and that happens. It was a lower belt. I stood up totally like kind of like shamed. But at the end of the day, I went home and I was like, this was just training. I was doing my best. The guy catch me and that's okay. And I'm going to show up tomorrow and I'm going to repeat and I'm going to try to defend this choke if the guy tried to choke again. So I think that's all you can do. All that's on your control. Life is a game. You make your own game. Why are you making the rules so hard to yourself? I think that's the reflection here. Instead of making it very hard, try to be very proud. Try to be very happy with the fact that you're over 60 and you're still on the mat training. I know so many people that are 67 years old and they just stay at home watching TV, bad health, and this and that, and you're the opposite, you know, like, so be proud. Please be proud. And guys, if you are over 30, over 40, over 50, if you're in the Masters Division pretty much, my best-selling series at BJJ Fanatics, it's called the Jiu-Jitsu for Old Guys. I have instructions for almost all type of subjects inside this series, and I teach all these instructions focused for the older people. So make sure to check that out. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you guys in the second one. It was a huge honor for me to share these thoughts with you guys. Please help me out to grow my YouTube channel. Just click subscribe. And to watch more videos, just click under see more videos. I hope you enjoyed.
BJJFanatics.com. Use the promo code YouTubeFaria to get 10% off any instructional video. Improve your jiu-jitsu faster.